Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Go.
Okay. Hi. So I am here with Papa Ken, otherwise known as the contractor for the mayor's mansion. So I thought this month would actually be a good month to talk about contractors because I have the best one. So I wanted to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
All the work that you've done in the mayor's mansion. And we appreciate it, and he's done a phenomenal job. But what I want to know is, when people go to sell their house, they often want to do updates in the house. They want to improve some things so they make it better for the market. Or even if they're not selling, they're looking maybe to sell down the line. They're trying to do some improvements and upgrades into the house, and so they're going to want to hire a contractor. So if you were going to hire a contractor, what would be the first thing you would tell somebody, or what would be the first thing you would look for in hiring a contractor?
The first thing I would do if I was looking for a contractor that I wanted to use, I would go to my friends first, ask as many friends as I can, this is the project I'm doing. Have you had anything like that done in your house, and who did it? And were you happy with what they did? That'd be my first avenue I would do. Then if I didn't have people that could tell me or recommend me someone, because if you get a recommendation from one of your friends, they're happy, it usually turns out good.
That's true.
If you have to find a contractor through advertisements, then the next thing I would do would be call the Better Business Bureau and find out if they've had any calls, good or bad, on that company.
So, and the Better Business Bureau does do ratings on people too. So, and actually contractors have among the worst ratings on Better Business and on Angie's list, unfortunately. So I think it's good to use that as one of your resources for sure.
Right. Word of mouth is always the best. It's best as far as I'm concerned also, I've been doing this for 27 years. I've never advertised. It takes a little longer to get started, but what happens is when you get a recommendation, it's good for you and the person, because the person that you work for wouldn't have recommended you if they weren't pleased with what you did. So you have a foot in the door right there. When it comes from word of mouth, I get a phone call. I get 80% of the jobs that I get calls on because they're already partially comfortable with me, because they're talking to one of their friends that was happy with what happened. So that is, just words of advice. If you can find people, or even if you're in social groups, just ask,
I like what you said about also asking not only who did you use, but what were the projects you did in your house, because not every contractor is created equally. Some are great at doing tile work and finished carpentry, whereas some can build an addition. Not every contractor can do a whole addition.
Right. So find out also, once you talk to that person, you can ask for them to give you other references that you can call.
Would you recommend also asking for pictures of their work, or any kind of?
Yes, any kind of pictures, or even some of my customers have told me that if I want to bring a customer over to look at the job, they would let them do that also.
That's probably the best way.
Getting comfortable with your contractor. And another thing, that one of the biggest things that women say, one of their pet peeves, is that a lot of times if it's a kitchen, if it's a bathroom, the woman's pretty much in charge of it, of what's going to happen on that project.
As we should be, of course.
The worst thing that a contractor can do, and women have told me this and experienced it, is their husband will be in the room with them. They'll ask the question and he'll answer to the husband.
Yes, I personally hate that when a contractor does any kind of trades, mechanics, anybody. Because even if it's not the woman making the decision and they're doing it jointly, if the contractor is only looking at the man, then automatically I'm like, forget it.
And she's asking the questions, and don't be afraid to ask questions. So even if they seem kind of dumb to you, because the knowledge that you don't have, it can be answered. So
you're talking about if the customer seems, not the contractor seems.
Yes,
but like if you
yes.
feel like, because they want to know, they're trying to educate themselves. Right. So don't treat them as if they're, they're stupid.
Don't patronize him.
Right.
Patronize the person for the questions they ask, because they don't have the knowledge you have. So the stuff that they're asking might seem easy, but it's not
But they
for
don't
them.
know it.
Yes.
That's exactly right. Okay, this is very good. Thank you for
welcome.
answering all this. For being my Papa Ken. All right, so if you have any questions, any more questions about contracting, we certainly have some recommendations now. I've got him busy working for me right now, so he's going to be off limits for a little while. But I've got some other contractors that I also really like and trust, and I can certainly give you some referrals. So always reach out to your realtor. If you're thinking of selling, call me. I'm happy to give you market value and, of course, help you with any questions that you might have. So thank you. Thanks, Papa
See ya.
Ken.